Welcome students. Today we will be learning about the different rulers of Delhi from 12th century to the 15th century from chapter number 3 of history, that is the Delhi Sultans. Our capital Delhi has a long history. People have continuously inhabited Delhi since the 6th century. However, it did not become the major city until the early 12th century. Delhi became an important city only in the 12th century. It became the capital city of a kingdom for the first time under the Tomar Rajputs. Tomar Rajput got defeated by the Chauhans of Ajmer in mid 12th century. Delhi became an important commercial center under the Tomars and Chauhans. Many rich Jaina merchants lived in Delhi who also constructed a number of temples. Coins known as Delhi Wal were minted here and had wide circulation. In 1192 AD, with the defeat of Prithviraj Chauhan, Delhi again changed hands. And now, for the first time, it came under the Muslim rule established by Muhammad Ghori. In 1206 AD, Ghori appointed one of his general, Kutubuddin Aibak, as the governor of Delhi. From 1206 to 1526 AD, Delhi was ruled by five Muslim dynasties. All preferred the title of Sultan. So this period of history came to be known as Delhi Sultanate. The Delhi Sultan, who ruled over Delhi, built many new cities like Delhi-e-Kunha, Jahanpana, Siri, etc., which are part of Delhi today. So here is the list of all Delhi rulers in chronological order, and it started with the Mamluk dynasty, followed by Khilji dynasty, then Tughlaq dynasty, then comes Sayyid dynasty, and the last one was Lodi dynasty. Children, you can observe that in this rulers list there is a gap between the ruling years. For example, Balban's rule ended in 1287 AD and Jalaluddin came in power in 1290 AD. These gaps are there because during such time period there was no clear leadership which established the rule in Delhi. So let's start with the early Turkish rulers. They were also called as Mamluk dynasty or slave dynasty because these rulers were actually slaves who came to power. Kutubuddin Aibak was the first one. After him, his son-in-law Shamsuddin Iltutmish took over the throne of Delhi. Iltutmish passed on the reign of Delhi to his daughter Razia, as she was more capable than his sons. She was the only woman ruler from the Delhi Sultanate to rule Delhi. But many of the nobles in the Sultanate were not happy with Razia coming to power because they could not accept a woman as a ruler. So she could not remain on power for a long time and she was removed from the throne in 1240 AD. Apart from Razia, there were few other female rulers during this period. The first one is Rudrama Devi. She belonged to Kakatiya dynasty of Warangal and she avoided gender discrimination by changing her name on inscriptions and she pretended to be a man. Another one is Didda, which means Didi. She ruled over Kashmir for some time. In 1266 AD, after Razia, Ghiyasuddin Balban, the chief advisor to Razia's brother, ruled Delhi. He was the last to the Mamluk rulers. After his death in 1287 AD, Delhi went under the control of the Khilji dynasty. The first ruler from the dynasty was Jalaluddin Khilji. He was succeeded by Alauddin Khilji. In 1316 AD, the death of Alauddin Khilji brought the end of the dynasty, which was taken over by Tughlaqs. Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq was the first emperor of the Tughlaq dynasty. He ruled over Delhi till 1324 AD and was succeeded by his son Muhammad bin Tughlaq. In 1351 AD, Muhammad bin Tughlaq died and Firoz Shah Tughlaq became the next ruler. After his death, the Tughlaq dynasty became weak. In 1398, Timur from Central Asia attacked India so as to loot and plunder it. Delhi was in ruins after his attack. He appointed Khizr Khan as the governor of Multan and Sindh and left India. Later, Khizr Khan formed the Sayyid dynasty, which ruled over Delhi from 1414 to 1451 AD. After his death in 1421 AD, the rule of Sayyid dynasty was taken over by Mubarak Shah. After the death of Mubarak Shah, the dynasty did not last long and Behlul Lodi established the Lodi dynasty in 1451 AD. After him, his son Sikandar Lodi took over the rule of Delhi and shifted his capital from Delhi to Agra. He was succeeded by Ibrahim Lodi in 1517 AD. In 1526 AD, Babur defeated Ibrahim Lodi in the first battle of Panipat and founded the Mughal Empire in India, and so ended the rule of the Lodi dynasty over Delhi. This also paved the way for the formation of Mughal Empire in India. Have you ever thought how we got all these information about Delhi Sultanate? We got these information through coins, inscriptions, architecture and Tariq or Tariq. What is Tariq or Tariq? Tariq is the plural word for Tariq. Tariq is an Arabic word which means history. Chronicles written by scribes during the rule of Delhi Sultans were known as Tariq. Tariq were written in Persian. It was the language of administration in the Delhi Sultanate. There were many learned people who wrote Tariq like secretaries, administrators, poets and courtiers. The authors of Tariq lived in cities and wrote histories for Sultan in the hope of rich rewards. The authors of Tariq also advise the rulers on governance, how the rulers can preserve the ideal social order in society. According to these authors, an ideal social order was based on birthright and gender distinctions. That means male and female could not be put on in equal footing, and there are certain people who get rights by birth because they were born in noble families. So they wanted to preserve birthright and gender distinctions as well. There are 4 stages in making of manuscript which were used for writing Tariq. In the first stage, paper is prepared. In the second stage, the text is written. In the third stage, gold is melted and used for highlighting important words or passages. Last stage is binding the manuscripts. During this period, kings followed circle of justice, which was started from king himself. A king cannot survive without soldiers and soldiers cannot live without salaries. And now these salaries come from the revenue collected from peasants. But peasants can pay revenue only when they are prosperous and happy. This happens when the king promotes justice and honest governance. Delhi was a very small city, but there were many Delhi Sultan who were able to expand their control beyond Delhi. So the next topic is about such expansion. But before proceeding further, it is important to understand the meanings of certain terms. For example, hinterland and garrison town. Hinterland means the land adjacent to a city or port that supply it with goods and services. The next term is garrison town, which means a fortified settlement with the soldiers. The control of Delhi Sultan during early 13th century generally was not beyond fortified garrison town. They depended mainly upon trade, tribute or plunder for supplies without moving the hinterland of the cities. To control garrison towns from far off like Bengal and Sindh was extremely difficult. Rebellion, war, bad weather could snap fragile communication routes to these farther places. Delhi Sultan authority was also challenged by Mongol invasions from Afghanistan and by governors who rebelled at any sign of Sultan's weakness. Sultans barely survived these challenges. Delhi Sultanate expanded during the reigns of Ghiyasuddin Balban, Alauddin Khilji, and Muhammad Tughlaq. The expansion took place along the internal and external frontiers. The internal frontier of the Sultanate aimed at consolidating the hinterlands of the garrison towns. The forests were cleared in the Ganga Yamuna Doab, and hunter gatherers and pastoralists expelled from their habitat. These lands were given to peasants and agriculture was encouraged. Fortresses and towns were established to protect trade routes and to promote regional trade. Apart from this, they also expanded along the external frontier. Military expeditions into southern India started during Alauddin Khilji's rule and it culminated with Muhammad Tughlaq. Army captured elephants, horses, slaves, precious metals, etc. and gradually the empire expanded. So, this is all about the expansion of Delhi Sultanate. Left out topics will be covered in the next video. Thank you.